Hi, welcome to Victoria Knits. I'm Victoria. Today we're at Flathead Lake thanks to my friend Kamel, who is up here visiting. So we've been taking him around on a few little touristy trips. It's been great. Flathead Lake is just gorgeous right now. I know it's really noisy, but this has been a really pretty day. It's a lovely lake. So I wanted to talk about what I've been working on, and it has been lots of whips, lots of works in progress, it seems like to me. The one I brought with me is this flow wrap I'm working on, and I started it for Cappy's at the Yarn and I is having a knit along for autism awareness. So I started my flow wrap. I haven't got very far on it, granted, and I'm not sure I'll get it finished by the end of June, but it's going to be nice. I'm doing a little different colors than the pattern calls for. I'm doing lots of colors. Anyway, I'll see you in a little bit. Hi, we just hiked up to Lupine Lake. It's a little mountain lake up above Marion. It's about a 4-mile hike in and out, and a lot uphill. It was a nice hike though. It's a very pretty lake, like it a lot. So the other whip work in progress I have going is my Close to You shawl. I started this a while back and I haven't got back to it yet, but I will because I really like it, and I really like the yarn I'm using. This is by Lolo Did It. It is her Kiss a Wookie colorway that she created when Carrie Fisher died. It's very pretty. I had to have a little Carrie Fisher memento from Star Wars. It's very nice. So Kim and I and Kamel hiked up here, like I said. It's been a gorgeous day for it. I took a lot of pictures along the way, so I'll probably show you some of those. So more whips to come. Hi, we are in Glacier National Park. This part of it is called Mini Glacier. The Mini Glacier Hotel is right behind me, and that lake is the Swift Current Lake. At the far end of the lake, there is a Grinnell Glacier, which Kim and I plan on hiking into later this year. So, another working project I have on my needles is the Lake Michigan Tea, and I am working on this for the Slow Ass Knitters Summer Top Make Along, and this is how far I've gotten so far. Not too far, but it's coming along. It's a different kind of construction. You start at one side on one sleeve edge, and then you knit across and go to the other side, and then you pick up for the torso. So it's a little bit different. I'm liking it. It's going to be a very different top, not for everybody. But anyway, as you can see, Mini Glacier is my husband and I's favorite place to come to in this park. It's gorgeous. The hotel has a view from the dining room and from the lounge that is just to die for. There's lots of places to hike around here. You can hike completely around the lake if you like. There's boats that will go out to the end of the lake and take you close to the glacier. It is a gorgeous area, and if you ever get the chance to visit, I would definitely do so. Hi. As you can see, I'm outside today. The weather is fairly decent. It's about 60-ish. It is Saturday, so there'll probably be some cars going by and maybe a little traffic. Russell is asleep. He came on Tuesday to stay with us, and he'll be here until we take him home Monday. So it's been 6 days. It's going to be 6 days and 6 nights of Russell. He's about 15 months old, and so he's a handful. And so if I seem a little tense today, that's probably why. I just got him put down for his second nap, which is super nice for me. So he's down. So I've been showing you a lot of places we took Kamel. He was only here for 3 days, and so we did a lot of running around trying to show him some different things, a lot of driving, but it was really, really fun. And I showed you some of my works in progress. Something else I started this flax light sweater for Russell. I started this on Wednesday after he came. My plan was to maybe get it finished while he was here. Well, that's not going to happen. But I got a good start on it, and I'll see him again July 1st. So I'm sure I'll be able to have it finished by then. I'm doing the border on the bottom. I don't want to lose my place on the needles here, but it's looking pretty cute. I like it. Such an easy little knit. I'm doing the 2 to 4 year old size for him. I measured it, and it'll be about 2 inches too large around, but I think it'll last him a while. And the colorway, I forgot to mention, because Russell's sleeping and I'm nervous. He needs to stay asleep for a while. The colorway is by Lolo Did It, and it's called Welcome to the Jungle. I think it's turning out really pretty. I like it. This looks really nice. I did want to talk about that Lake Michigan tea again. I forgot to mention when I was talking about it earlier in the video that I had started out with this first colorway on it, and realized about from here to here that I wasn't going to have enough. That one 100 gram skein of fingering yarn was not going to be enough to go clear across like my plan was. I did contact Up in Yarns. Sorry, I'm being a little, Up in Yarns to see if I could buy more of this colorway, and she's not making it anymore. So what I did was I dyed my own to kind of match, and I think it worked out pretty well. I'm hoping that I'm going to have enough of this colorway, which is the Yarn Fairy and the Pixies Raspberry Beret, which I won in a giveaway from them. I'm hoping I'm going to have enough to finish it off. If I don't, I have a little more of each of these skeins, and so I might finish it. It's going to be a funky looking top. I don't care. I think it's going to be, it's for me. It's pink. I like it. It can be a little different. I don't mind that. The cowl ends at the end of July, so I'm hoping I think I'll be able to have it finished. So yes, whips. One more whip. I have one more whip going, and I actually got back to some Christmas knitting. I know that's like a little miracle, because that's why I started this podcast, was to show my Christmas knitting, and I've been getting off track a little bit, but also to show the things I do in between, which I also enjoy knitting. So I got back to some Green Bay socks. These will be for my daughter-in-law. The colorway is Cheesehead by Woolly Marmot Yarns. Turning out really nicely. I traced her feet so I could do the Fish Lips Kiss heel. I traced her feet the last time I saw her, her foot. And so I guessed at how many I was going to cast on, and then that didn't work out, and I had to cast on a few more. But it's working now. She has small feet, so I know these look little, but her feet are small. So I'm excited. I'm going on those, getting going on these. I'm just doing a knit 2 purl 2 ribbing up, keeping it simple because the yarn is pretty. And speaking of, I actually got some finished for Hayden. I did make Hayden a pair earlier, and then after I outlined one of her feet when I was visiting, I realized it wasn't going to fit her. And so I came home and got to work on these, and I think they're really cute, and I think they're going to look really nice on her. I'm really looking forward to see the whole family in their little Green Bay socks. I think that'll be cute. So that's actually a finished object. Woo, a finished object. To me, it feels like I have a lot of things on the needles right now. Just a lot of things I wanted to do. And of course, I added on Russell's little sweater. So there, and I feel like I'm getting maybe a little distracted by all the cows. So that's something I really need to watch. Another cowl I decided to join in on, and just one little part of it is Linda at Joey's Scarf Podcast is doing what she calls the cozy cowl, I believe it is. And one of the things you're making is a tea cozy. So I made this one. This pattern is Susan B. Anderson, and I think I made this in a day or two. It was pretty simple. It's pretty cute. I like it. I think it's really nice. What I did not have at the time was a teapot. So guess what I did? I went out and bought a teapot. I got this at the secondhand store for $3. So now I have a teapot for my tea cozy. I don't know. It's cute. What the heck, right? $3. And you make these little bobbles with these I-cord loops to tie it on the sides. I'm one of these people that I'll confess right now, I usually make my tea in the microwave. I know that's terrible to some people, but now that I have a little teapot and a tea cozy, I might try it. I might try making actual regular tea. I also finished these little charade shorties. I had one of them finished during my last podcast, so they're done. And my last dyeing episode, yarn dyeing episode, here's the pink that I dyed, and you can see that dark color is dye that did not mix at the bottom of the jar when I dyed it in. But I don't mind. It just adds kind of an interest to it as far as I'm concerned. Here are the 4 yarns, the 4 last yarns I dyed. And here's the pink that I dyed to match that lovely thorns colorway that I could not get any more of. I had some sock yarn, and so I dyed some yarn with the sock yarn in mind to use for the heels and toes and cuffs. I think some of this is going to be really pretty. So it's getting sunnier out and going to be really blown out behind me, but there's nothing I can do about that. So dyeing those yarns, I liked all of them except I did not like the blue one. So I over dyed the blue one, and you probably can't see this very well, but it turned out to be a very deep, really nice chocolate brown with a really nice cat hair right on it. But I think it's really pretty. I liked it. It wasn't what I was going for, but this is what I ended up with, and I like it. I think it's pretty, and I have some sock yarn that it's going to work great for. So, like I said, Russell is sleeping still. I just went and checked on him. Luckily, my daughter has one of those little video monitors, you know, that everybody has for kids now. Gosh, I wish I had one of those when my kids were little. How handy. Don't have to run up and down the stairs and check on the little buggers. You can just look on the little video monitor and see what they're up to. So that's been really nice. I also, you know, I usually mention a couple of podcasts that I really like. And I just want to mention again, Sarah's podcast is called Socksbox Knits, Salt Box Knits. And I've really been enjoying that. She's such a pleasure to listen to. I love the things she knits. She's a really good knitter. She just finished a summer top for herself that's really pretty. I think I'm going to have to try that pattern. What I thought was really interesting during her last podcast was she started the Stoffide cardigan that I finished a couple of episodes ago. She started one for herself. She didn't do a swatch. I never do swatches either, but she didn't do a swatch for it. She's using DK yarn instead of the fingering you're supposed to do. And she's guessing on the size, but you know what she said? She said, I thought it was so sweet. She said, if it doesn't fit me, it'll fit someone else, and it'll make a wonderful present for someone, and I'll just give it away. I thought, wow, I don't know, that just kind of stunned me. I love hearing those kind of ideas from podcasters. I pick up pattern ideas, yarn ideas, you know, different things like that, just tips and tricks, and it's just interesting to see what different people are working on. But I thought that was super sweet of her. Also, I wanted to mention again, Linda has the podcast Joey's Scarf, and I've really been enjoying that podcast. She started that podcast because her son died of cancer 5 years ago, and she wanted a way to kind of remember him, and also she loves to knit, so she combined the two ideas. And truthfully, when I heard what her podcast was about, when I watched it the first time, I thought, wow, this is going to be sad or maudlin or something, you know. I was kind of almost afraid or dreading listening to her talk about her deceased son. But I have come to really enjoy the stories she tells about her son Joe. Linda also has a blog, and she's a great writer, and she's written some great stories about her son. And I love the way she's bringing him to life, and she says it's helping her, and I think we can all relate to that. I think it's a great thing. It's a great healing thing to do, and it also helps. It helps me too to be able to listen to her. I love people's honesty. I really, the honesty really comes through in both those podcasts. It's a pleasure to listen to those two women. And I'm, if nothing else, podcasting has brought people like that, not really into my life, but closer into my life. And I feel like, if we lived next door, we would be friends. So there's just a reminder to check out both those podcasts if you haven't yet. They're great ones. If I don't know how the time is working on this one. If it's too long, I may not, and nobody may be interested anyway. Russell is my grandson, and precious to me, one of my grandsons. I have two now. But I'll probably throw in a few pictures of him at the end here, but that's about it. Also, I want to remind everybody, show notes are in the Dropbox below my podcast in YouTube. If you want to get a hold of me, all that info is down there. Pattern info will be down there, all the links to all that kind of stuff. Subscribe if you want. Hit the like button if you would like to. I'm also only going to be podcasting probably once a month through the summer, just because we're going to be busy. We're busy with the garden. We're busy with just doing things we want to get done now that the weather has starting to turn nice. So I will probably see you in a month or so, hopefully with some finished objects, more finished objects. I look forward to having some of these done and being able to model them for you if I can. So anyway, happy knitting, everybody, and I hope you're all enjoying your summer vacation or your summer in general, wherever you are. Goodbye from Montana. Are you helping Grandpa? You help him make the coffee? Huh? Oh, yeah. What should we have for breakfast?
Baking soda.
Baking soda. Big bag of baking soda. Yeah, it looks delicious. Russell.